Hello and welcome to the channel. This is TechMission, the largest Arabic-speaking camera and gear channel on YouTube, now broadcasting to you in English. In today's video, DJI Mavic 4 Pro, the first drone with a 360 degrees infinity gimbal, superior night vision, a LiDAR system, a whole new best-designed RC Pro 2 with built-in tilting high-resolution bright screen and the new controls, amazing flight time, superior wind resistance, an array of 3 top-performing cameras, super fast parallel charging, a 41-kilometer flying distance, a 30 kilometers 10-bit HDR video transmission, and much more. تابعونا. So, the DJI Mavic 4 Pro. This is a major update to the Mavic Pro lineup. Just take a look at this gimbal going at it. Yes, 360 degrees rotation on the roll axis. Let's analyze the bit. Everyone is all about vertical shooting today, including myself, although I resisted that for a long time. In the past, DJI offered 2 ways of handling this matter: rotating the gimbal 90 degrees, the one we see in the mini series, or a crop on the sensor so we can shoot vertically by cropping, like we see in the Mavic 3 series and the Air 3 series. Many of us, including yours truly, didn't like the crop option. Yes, we lose resolution, we lose features. Now in the Mavic 4 Pro, DJI wants to rotate the gimbal, which means changes, serious changes, to the engineering of the front side of the drone and the gimbal itself. So I believe, and that's just me, it's not something that I know from DJI, I believe DJI thought, what the hell, we are doing it anyway, why not rotate it 360 degrees? And voila. What can we do with this feature? Amazing shots, that's what, like the ones you're seeing right now. So DJI is calling it the Infinity Gimbal. It allows 360 degrees rotation on the roll axis, 70 degrees upwards tilt, and of course 90 degrees downwards tilt when in the horizontal positioning. Does it come at a price? Yes, it does. And I bet that many of you will be looking at these downfalls of the new design. The movement along the pan axis is limited, which means the movement when we are shooting vertically is limited. The angles are limited, and as a byproduct of that, the position of the drone itself is limited, and thereby the speed itself is limited. And the ability to use a smarter tracking as well is also affected. So yes, we shoot true vertical 6K with the full sensor, but with limitations. With that said, we can shoot 9:16 in the horizontal orientation without limitations and in 4K thanks to the high-resolution main camera. How do I feel about it? I kind of love it. I am getting top-notch creative shots with a 360 degrees rotation, high-quality vertical shooting 6K from the full sensor, and many things that I was never able to do in any previous drone that I flew. What's not to like about that? Here's another showreel for you to enjoy. Enjoy it. Now let's talk about the RC Pro 2. Put simply, this thing is just very, very well designed. It comes with a 7-inch mini LED screen, topping at 2000 nits peak brightness. It is foldable, and once you fold it, you fold the joysticks as well. Which means, and believe it or not, that's very, very important for me, I don't have to unscrew the sticks every time I want to store the drone. This is very important for me, people. I know it might not seem that important for you, but it is for me. So when you are in quick shots, for example, and quick shots are not supported in vertical shooting, you will get this view on the vertical screen. Just put it back into the horizontal position and enjoy. The RC Pro 2 has a built-in mic, so you can record audio directly on it, and from there you can sync it to the drone video. It is also compatible with the DJI Mic series, the full lineup. It comes with tons of customizable buttons, 2 front dials, 2 buttons, the famous ones for photo and video in the front, a much appreciated back button, an additional customizable joystick right here, and this beautiful settings dial that makes shooting fully manual much easier. It also comes with the USB Type-C port for charging and data transfer, and you guessed it, a full-size HDMI for clean HDMI out or SR HDMI out into an external screen or a recorder. Pretty neat, and I like this feature. The RC Pro 2 supports dynamic home points. So if we move away from the home point after flying the drone, we can ask the drone to update it to the new location with a touch of a button. And then when we ask the drone to come back home, to return to home, it will come back to the new home point that we have updated. This is very important if we are shooting from a car, from a boat, from anything like this. The RC Pro 2 comes with an internal memory of 128 gigabytes, and it also supports micro SD. A bit of advice, if you work on a PC, you are okay. This is an Android-based device. So working on PC, that's fine. But if you are on a Mac, the Mac will not support the connection to the Android RC Pro 2. So to solve this problem, I advise you to move the storage from the internal memory into the SD card. This is the only way, unfortunately, unless you want to download one of those apps that allow Mac to see Android, and this is too complicated and too unsafe for me. When we say moving the storage, this means the screen recording that we do on the RC itself, and also anything that we get through quick transfer from the drone directly to the RC. So these things can be recorded in the internal memory or on the external micro SD card. If you don't know how to switch between the memories, make the RC record on the external micro SD, tell me in the comments and I'll make a short for you on that matter. Battery life for the RC Pro 2 is around 4 hours. For me, during my Georgia trip, it never died on me. It was always the 3 batteries dying before it dies. So no issue with the battery whatsoever. This brings me to the battery life of the drone itself. The new batteries are 95 watt-hour in capacity, and the advertised flight time on one battery is 51 minutes. To me, it was 40-something always. I never reached 51, but it was definitely 40-something all the time. There was wind in Georgia during my trip when I was testing this drone, so the wind affects the flight time, as you know, and I was never able to reach 51, but it was always close to 51. Speaking of wind, I took it to Jfari, the windiest place in Georgia, and it did very well, combating a 16 km/h wind speed, so no issue in wind resistance. Now, this flight time also comes with distance. DJI says it is 41 kilometers distance, of which 30 kilometers support a 10-bit high-definition video transmission with O4+. Of course, I did not test it this far. I wouldn't dare. I don't know, maybe one day I will dare, but I wanted to finish my review first before I take such a chance. But I did fly 6 kilometers downwind, made it stop a little bit to take some photos, and then 6 kilometers back upwind, resisting the wind, and it arrived with 0 issues, with still some battery left in it, and the transmission was top-notch across the whole trip. Actually, the only time I had a problem with the transmission was when the drone was like about 2 kilometers far away from me, and I made it fly down behind Batumi Tower. When it was behind Batumi Tower, like the whole tower was between me and the drone, the connection cut off for like a second or two and then went back online immediately. DJI also introduced some changes to make flying more efficient. For instance, the RC Pro 2 starts up immediately automatically once I unfold the screen, which I like. The drone itself also starts up immediately once I unfold the arms, which I don't like much. I usually like to unfold and then untangle the propellers and then put it in the position where I want it and then start it up. Maybe DJI should give me the option to choose between one startup option or the other in a software update. Back to the RC, when I fold the screen back, it goes into sleep mode, not switch off, which I like. Charging is now super fast with the new 24-watt desktop charger. At first, I was a little bit skeptic because, okay, again, another proprietary charger. I usually travel with USB-C chargers for everything. I have one charger bag that I travel with it for everything. Now I have a proprietary one. I felt mixed feelings about it, but then when I tried it, it was fantastic. It charges in parallel the 3 batteries at the same time from 0 to 100% of charge in 90 minutes only, while at the same time charging the RC through a USB-C port and through this fast charging cable. This cable is the same one I advise you to use if you are transferring data or files from the drone itself or even from the RC to your computer. Of course, if you still wish to use a USB-C charger, feel free to do so. You can charge with USB-C charger, but it will be much slower. Now let's talk about night vision, not night capabilities of the camera. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but night vision. This drone has the most advanced night vision system in any DJI drone yet. It is called the Lux Nightscape Omnidirectional Obstacle Sensing. A very long name, I know, but it's quite descriptive. Basically, the drone has 6 low-light vision sensors, 3 on the bottom and 3 on the top. They can see in all directions. In addition to them, and they see in front, by the way, they see to the front, but in addition to that, right here on the right arm, there is a LiDAR sensor, a LiDAR system. This is the laser radar system. This means it can see regardless to light. Translation, the drone can sense and avoid obstacles in front of it, even at night and even in pitch black situations. The LiDAR system can perceive obstacles and ascend to avoid them. Yes, ascend. It will not go sideways because there is no LiDAR on the side. So it will ascend to avoid them and then descend again, thanks to the forward-facing LiDAR. Not only that, you can actually see what the vision system sees right here on the screen. The screen shows the camera for the direction in which the drone is moving. I personally relied on it a lot because despite trusting the smart system that the drone comes with, and I do trust it and I tested it and it has proven its worth, but I still always prefer to see for myself. One more added value thanks to the advanced vision system and the LiDAR system. If the drone faces situations with weak GPS satellite signal, it can still return to the home point using its vision system. It actually remembers its route and it follows back. It's a pre-built route on the map that it builds while it is traveling, and then on the way back it sees what it saw on the way and it goes back. It uses it to go back to the home point. This is fantastic. I tried to test it actually. I tried to lose the satellite vision, the satellite signal, but in vain. But I love having this option. I love trusting that the drone will come back to me even if the satellite signal is weak. Now let's talk cameras. 3 cameras like Mavic 3 Pro, but not exactly like anything in the Mavic 3 Pro. First off, the main camera, a whole new Hasselblad 100 megapixel sensor. It comes with a 28mm equivalent lens, which is just perfect for me, much better than the 20 that once was on the Air 3, if I remember well, or the 24 that is standard in other drones. No, the 28 is just perfect for me. It's giving me the frame that I want. The new Hasselblad sensor is a 100 megapixel CMOS sensor, 100 megapixel resolution in photo mode with the option to shoot 25 megapixel if we prefer smaller file sizes. Of course, it shoots 6K 60 HDR videos with a whopping nearly 16 stops of dynamic range. Of course, I couldn't test the dynamic range for the 16 stops, but I can tell you that it's a fantastic dynamic range. It shoots 4K 120 in slow motion mode, and it shoots a standard SDR, HLG, D-Log, and also the lighter D-Log M that we used to see on smaller DJI drones as well. This camera comes with a variable f2 to f11 aperture, making it super versatile in manual pro shooting. It's actually a pro camera right there on the drone. Image quality is superb in photo and in video, and in pretty much every mode that you shoot in with this camera, including low light situations in photo and in video. It is simply the best drone camera I have tried so far. Second camera, a 70mm equivalent medium telephoto lens on a 1/1.3 CMOS sensor, with a 14 stops dynamic range. Again, no way for me to test that, but I can tell that the dynamic range was very good. f2.8 constant aperture on a high resolution lens on that camera. The sensor is 48 megapixel with optional 12 megapixel shooting for photos if we prefer smaller file sizes, and 4K 60 HDR video and 4K 120 in slow motion mode. It shoots standard SDR, HLG, D-Log, and as well the D-Log M light profile. Best of all tracking and intelligent flight options are available on this camera. No restrictions at all. Whatever you can shoot with in the main camera, you can shoot with in this camera. This camera makes for amazing compression, and this was my favorite part in it. It gives me high quality with a completely different perspective of what I am looking at. Just take a look at these shots, circling with the main camera and then punching in with the 70mm to get this amazing compressed shot while still circling the same object. I did it over and over again during my trip to Georgia. I couldn't get enough. Every time I had a chance, I did this because it's just absolutely amazing. The third camera is where the limitations happen. Don't get me wrong, it does the job perfectly fine. It produces good quality in photo and in video. Not as good as the second camera and definitely not as good as the first camera, but good quality nonetheless. What we lose is the intelligent flight options. We can still use the point of interest, but no intelligent flight or active tracking with the third camera. The camera itself is a 168mm equivalent telephoto camera, which is like a 7x, on a whole new 1/1.5 CMOS sensor, f2.8 constant aperture on a high resolution lens. The sensor is 50 megapixel with the optional of shooting 12.5 megapixel in photos. It supports 4K 60 video and 4K 100 FPS slow motion in slow motion mode. It shoots standard SDR, HLG, D-Log, and D-Log M as well like the other two cameras. This lens gives us even more compression and it is just beautiful. Okay, personally, I prefer to shoot with the 70 because with this one I had to move backwards every time I wanted to circle anything, but it does give me amazing compression and the shots look like this. Remember, no intelligent flight, so you have to fly it manually. Having 3 focal lengths is amazing. It gives me a lot of versatility in shooting. You may not be able to appreciate the reach you will get until you try it yourself. So here it is. Take a look. This is the main camera, this is 70mm, and here is the 168mm. There's a massive range here, and it allows for superior creativity in every possible scenario. Codecs-wise, the drone shoots all intra, but only on its internal storage, of which it has 500 gigabytes, by the way. It also shoots H.265 on either the internal SSD or the micro SD card that it supports. In controlling your camera settings, you have full control on the exposure triangle in the main camera, the aperture, ISO, and shutter speed. You also have full control over ISO and shutter speed in the other two cameras. And a very, very effective auto mode with a handy EV option controlled by this beautiful little dial right here, which makes shooting auto even more effective, especially for beginners. Now, what is left to say? All the standard features that we get on all DJI drones are here and are improved, all of them. Active Track 360 is improved. For car tracking in particular, it can track even the smallest car from as far as 200 meters. I even got it to track me sideways in this small electric tuk-tuk in Batumi with its obstacle avoidance as well. It cannot recognize the tuk-tuk itself because it's not programmed to recognize such an object, but I made it recognize me inside the tuk-tuk and it tracked me just fine with obstacle avoidance. Worked perfectly, as you can see. Hyperlapses are great, especially with the strong wind resistance and the long battery life. I got some shots. I wasn't very lucky with the hyperlapses because the movement of the clouds was not very potent, but I like them anyway. Quick shots are there for people who like them, not me, but they are there. And one extra is added because now we can use the rotation, the infinity gimbal, and it is called Rotate naturally. And the result is just nice. Look at this. Master shots also incorporate rotation now, and again, for people who like to use them, they are there, they work perfectly fine, and they give you excellent footage. My overall experience with the DJI Mavic 4 Pro in flying and in filming was absolutely beautiful. For content creators, for film makers, for professional drone operators, I would say this drone is worth every penny you will pay for it. By the way, I still don't have the prices at the time of filming this video. When I have the prices, I'll put them in the description box below. The only thing that you need to be aware of is what I started my video with, the limitation when shooting vertically. The gimbal movement is limited and the drone speed is affected. It will even occasionally sometimes give you a warning message on the screen saying reset the gimbal to have a better speed of the drone, especially when you're cruising and going at high speeds. In addition to this, and like I said before, active tracking and other intelligent flight options will not work when you are shooting in vertical mode, nor will the quick shots or the master shots. All this because of this limitation of the gimbal movement when you are shooting vertically. So yes, a full board of amazing features and capabilities and a 360 degrees rotation with limited movement and capabilities when shooting vertically. Apart from this, you get amazing image quality, flight features, tracking, battery life, super fast charging, RC Pro 2 with an amazing design, and everything you need for an amazing drone experience. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, write a comment, and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. And cut.